There we go. I think we're doing. It says it's poor now, of course, when the video starts. It says my stream pace is slow, but that is life. Let me just turn off the sound over here so we don't get a back feed. Das ist gut. So, thank you very much for being with me on this Wednesday evening. I am the Frank Friar, aka TFF, also known as Father Nicholas, reporting to you all, of course, live from the Bronx here in New York City. Yes, the city is still in existence. We are still going strong. Just the other night, we had a huge 7 o'clock hollering and screaming. I don't hear any of that right now, oddly enough. But yesterday, there was a big thing for our people serving in the hospitals and etc. So, now, what's going on tonight? You notice I'm going to give it another minute before I make the big announcement. I want a little bit more people here, but exciting news. So I have some big announcements. I'm going to be letting you all know. This is public information, but if you're not sort of on the in, then you may not be aware of what it is I'm going to be bringing up tonight. And then just a little bit of conversation and etc. So I hope you guys like the background here. I'm starting to use my green screen more and more. The background is from a mountaintop view overlooking Cusco. That's Cusco in Peru. One of the important cities for the Inca Empire. So I was up visiting one of the Inca ruins when I was studying Spanish, and there we go with that right there. So I'm looking and making sure I'm not getting some messages here. Keen frames. Always something with YouTube. I got to play with this more. But either way, so what's going on? What is going on? First off, I would ask you all starting tomorrow. The novena to St. Joseph begins tomorrow. May 1st is St. Joseph the Worker Day, so there's a novena if you go to CarmeliteFriars.org. I believe it's .org, but if you just look up Carmelite Friars, we'll come right up. If you go to the Carmelite Friars website, you will see under the events the novena to St. Joseph. So if you want to start praying with us, whenever is best for your family or for your individual lives, etc. So that novena is beginning tomorrow, and it will go obviously for 9 days because the novena. And May 1st is the feast day of St. Joseph the Worker. So what's going on? I am being reassigned. I'm being given a new job, a new ministry, for lack of a better word, in relationship. Yes, the dirt bikers. For whatever reason, whenever the weather gets nice here in the Bronx, dirt bikers think that they can just go up and down our streets and cause a whole bunch of chaos and noise and etc. I have seen them every now and again get hit by another car or hit another car. It's just a way. But a new assignment. I'm being reassigned. Right now, this assignment I'm at right now, St. Simon Stock, St. Joseph in the Bronx, is my first assignment. I have been here before as a student, etc., but this is my first assignment as a deacon and as a priest. And obviously, this is an odd time, with the coronavirus and masses, public masses being closed down, etc. So I am being reassigned. Oh, more people are viewing. So I'm getting the big announcements coming. So I'm getting a new assignment. I'm being given several things to do. There's just not one thing. There's several things. So the first big thing is I have been asked by my provincial to become the assistant vocation director for my province. So that requires me to be up in Middletown, New York, where our National Shrine of Our Lady of Mount Carmel is, and our mother house. We sort of see it as our mother house per se. So I am going to be given the responsibility of assisting in the vocation office. So one of the reasons I'm just trying to get more and more used to doing electronic means is this is sort of the big frontier where we have our first face forward to meet people that might be discerning a vocation to the land of Carmel. So I'm looking very much forward to being a part of the vocation. I've been on the vocation committee for years, the vocation commission committee, but now to sort of have the director's job, being an assistant director, I'm very much excited for that. It's going to require more traveling of me, so just keep me in your prayers. Obviously, being an amputee, that's not the easiest thing to do in the world, but this is what I've been asked to do, and this is what I feel I can also be able to do and serve my order the best of my ability. So, announcement 1. Announcement 2, I will be living in a residency at a parish, Our Lady of Mount Carmel Parish in Middletown, New York. And part of my assignment there is I've also been asked to assist, particularly at the Assumption campus. It's Our Lady of Mount Carmel has two sort of mission churches attached to it. One of them in Bloomingburg. If you're from the area, you'll know the Bloomingburg Diner. Take it from Z, take it from D. The Midway Diner is the place to be. It's a jingle that gets stuck in our head up in that area. So I will be helping out at Assumption Parish in Bloomingburg, New York, primarily. It's a very country-esque parish. So I'm going from the Bronx to a little mountain village, and I'm very, very excited about that. Well, we never got to hang out, Millie. If you know, guys, Millie, I know. Mea culpa, mea maxima culpa. So maybe you have to come to upstate New York to visit. So I'll be helping out at, and you guys, I can read your comments. So if you leave your comments for me, I can read them, and I'm very happy to engage people in that way. So leave comments, questions, etc. Just no bad words, or I have to block or suspend you from the feed. So I'll be helping out there. I've helped there at Mission Appeals, given talks there, and I'm looking very much forward to that. It's sort of Bloomingburg reminds me of back home, except for it's a lot more hilly. And there's more Hasidics there than there are back home in Michigan. So there's not many Jewish people where I'm from. So up there will be a little bit of a culture change too. So I'm looking forward to being there. And then the third thing is I've also been asked to help out at our National Shrine, offering Mass during the week there and etc. We have Mass, I believe, at 11:30 if memory serves. It's on their website either way. And I'm looking forward to that. One of the things I was doing over the summer was also helping with the Healing Mass, which is the last Thursday of the month, and etc. So things might change after the coronavirus thing, schedules, etc. But those are the big three. Assistant Vocation Director, helping out at Assumption Parish via Our Lady Mount Carmel and at the National Shrine of Our Lady Mount Carmel. What does Greg have? One of our great guys and Brother Knight of Columbus up there. So I know where I'll be attending Mass. We are excited for you. We can't. I love the area. And then Brother Vaughn, one of the brothers I live with. Brother Vaughn, who's in the comment feed right now, he and another brother, who's soon to be father, Paul Richmond, have been doing great things on the Vocation website, so please check it out. Vaughn, could you type the Vocation website right there in the comment section for people to read? So we're very, very excited. So it's been out, I've sort of been hinting at it in a variety of places, but this is the first time where I'm just sort of bluntly, and if I can live up to the name, frankly, putting that information out there in a public way. So I'm looking I've loved being in vocation work via the vocation committee for years. Obviously, this is a turn now that you have the director's hat and you got responsibilities in that regard. So I need my water. Remember, I have a little couple hot lamps behind me. I'm looking forward to living up there. It's Middletown for us in the St. Elias province of the Carmelite Order is a place that we get to know somewhat with familiarity because, it's where the National Shrine is. We have a lot of our ordinations there, our professions, big events, meetings, etc. So it's a place that we regularly go back to. We get to know people through our novitiate there, our novitiate year there, and the parish that's right up the street. And it's a great time. I know, and I'm going to miss the Bronx. I love the people in the Bronx. How do I want to put this? Usually I'm not short on words, but this is the case here. There is a spirit in the Bronx, like it's like a blue collar, laid back sort of, and I get that back home too. So there's some similarities there. That I've loved my time here. I love having access to the cultures down in terms of going to art museums and all that sort of stuff. And fundamentally, I'm going to miss the people of God here. Fundamentally, that's who I'm going to miss. Many people, I haven't been a perfect priest here. I haven't been a perfect friar here. I'm a sinner like everyone else. My temper and my, other peccadillos get the better of me. And, I fall short. But I hope I've been a person that has helped people to grow in the relationship with Jesus Christ while I've been here. Well, there's some real comments coming in now. So Maria, I know I miss you all too. Maria, that's in the comment section, is head of our youth group here. Noah, praying for you as you transition. Yes, transit, and that's a big word for us is transition. Joseph, hi, Father. Hey, Joseph, hope you're doing well. So what's happening? So let me repeat myself. Amy, hey, Father. There we go, Amy, one of my great commenters there who's always hoping to comment on things and supporting my YouTube channel. I'm starting a new assignment. Formally, I begin moving stuff in June. So I have to go through hopefully in May and start looking at the room I've been assigned because, I got to make things handicap accessible. But I'll be moving things up to Middletown, New York in June, where I'll be able to. I've already begun vocation work in the vocation office. That's the first big announcement there. Your beard is great, but thank you very much. I've been proud of it. You got some guy a couple months ago cut it short and it got back to a length I like. This is a brand new hairdo today. About every quarter, I just shave it all off. Ugh, I hate long hair on the roof anyway. So I've already begun vocation work, meeting with the vocation director regularly, Father Francis Amodio. He and I work well together. I've loved him for years. He's just he is an experience to say the least, and he's definitely a man on fire with love of the Lord. So I'm gonna try to go up once a week. To just work with him in the office and to do things in that regard in terms of the vocation work and handling the electronic media and etc. That's why I've been very appreciative to people like Brother Paul and Brother Vaughn for helping to update the vocation website. We're going to have some videos coming on. I hope to have a little 50-second video on the website to thank people for visiting. We're going to have a video from one of our brothers. up there, May 1st is Religious Brother Day, so Brother Bob Chuli, who I live with, we hope to have a video from him. Our vocation director will have a video from him in May. Other articles, all this really great stuff, all of this on our website, CarmeliteFriars.org, I believe. Let me check that real quick, because I'm going to be... Let's just say I'm already beginning with an egg on my face. Yeah, CarmeliteFriars.org. So I am right. I do know what's going on, I guess. So I'll be, vocation director, assistant vocation director. I'll be helping out at Assumption Parish in Bloomingburg, and I will be helping out at the National Shrine, so 3 big assignments, and etc. So Melanie, we got 2 sisters in the house. There we go. Did I miss the news? I'm going to be repeating it regularly throughout the feed here, so you won't be missing anything, 'cause I'll be repeating it again soon. I'm so excited that you'll be at the shrine and we'll be able to see. Yes, if you want, Mary, you're one of our late Carmelites, I think, right? I love the late Carmelites. Oh, I'm going to Middletown, New York, Melanie. If you haven't looked into like our lay Carmelites, if you go to latecarmelites.org or you just Google late Carmelites SEL, I owe my vocation and having it strengthened via the prayers of the sisters and also the late Carmelites. So, what came up? I don't. Yeah, maybe it's hyperlink. Just put that's YouTube for you. Maybe they don't want people to put links in there, Vaughn. So, c'est la vie. But I got it right, CarmeliteFriars.org. So it's a lot of new things. Moving's never easy. One of the reasons us friars get moved regularly is it keeps us from, cultivating too much stuff. No one likes to move many boxes of things and etc. So, but I'm very excited about this. No, we have to do a webinar. We did a video last year, I think, before I lost my leg. Melanie, and maybe we can do a little Zoom thing. And by the way, Melanie, who's down there, she's got a great YouTube channel. She's been tuning out some great sort of vlog videos with some good length about life here in New York City under this corona pandemic. So check her out. Yes, Missy, we will. There we go. We can do a trifecta. We can do the 3. Things together. I'm up for that. I love this. I am a people person. Remember, I'm an extrovert, and that's been one of the hardest things in terms of the coronavirus is being an extrovert and sort of being relegated away from people and etc. If you can't tell with my quick speaking pace, is I'm getting, obviously energized and etc. via this live stream and having a lot more engagement, etc. 8 seconds. Note the integration errors are not GOP group of picture sizes. Yeah, I'm getting all these things from YouTube, but either way. Yes, I am. I meet you at Enders Islands. Oh, great, Enders Island. Let me tell you, people. If I can channel Rob Jefferson a little bit, a great Comic Explain YouTube channel. I love comics, so check out Rob Jefferson on Comic Explain. Wonderful man. Enders Island in Connecticut. If you are on Instagram, go to Enders Island. Chat, Enders Island right there. Look it up. They put up some of the most amazing. It's like an island of an island outside of Mystic, and they put up just some amazing pictures. That's right, Carmelite Friars. You can't put .org. It doesn't want websites linked there. So I'm excited. This is my first big, sort of ministerial transition outside of being in formation houses and etc. I'm very excited. I have a lot of great people I know in Middletown that I'm looking forward to reacquainting myself with. I'm going to miss the people here in the Bronx. There you go. Yes, I feel that as a fellow extrovert. I bet. I've been FaceTiming and calling so many people to stay sane. I can only begin to imagine. So my parents have been reaching out regularly to make sure I'm safe and alive. So I haven't been live streaming as much because they take a lot of energy that's needed of me for things. But and this has sort of been a rough week here for us at the parish. Here in the Bronx, we lost one of our big patriarchs. I won't mention his name, but that's been very sad, and we're getting more reports of more people sick, and more people. Our parishioner death list, people that have been dying, is getting longer and longer. So it's a sad thing right now. They have an amazing chef there. Yeah, so Ender Island too. It is just a gem. I'll tell you. I went there. The reason I'm, it's beautiful. It is just freakishly, amazingly beautiful. But that was the first big thing. I just got my prosthetic, a week and a half or 2 weeks before. So I was trying to do more walking. That was my first big excursion going to the Lake Carmelite retreat at Enders Island since I lost my leg. And I think it was my permanent prosthetic that I got. And it was a first big step. Excuse the pun, I guess, being an amputee. But it was it was I will always associate that play with a place with a personal victory of mine. Sister Frances Casey, we missed you here at Avila yesterday. I'm sorry. I do have she's one of our sisters up at Germantown, Carmelite Sisters, the Asian Affirmed, wonderful women. I cannot testify to their magnanimity strong enough. Especially them, they're on the front lines right now caring for, they run nursing homes, and they are doing some amazing things to care for the elderly right now. So you can go ahead and look them up, the Carmelite Sisters, the Aged and Affirmed, phenomenal. I have rescheduled that retreat date for you all to November. It's some Wednesday in November, but I did, boom. So, yeah, there you go with that. So many great comments. I love having the live chat feed. I'm finding new ways to use YouTube to reach out to you all, and etc. We got 19 people. Hopefully we get more and more viewers in the future and 6 likes. But, big things happen in my future. I'm being moved to Middletown, New York, and I've been given 3 new ministerial responsibilities. Assistant Vocation Director in Middletown, New York. That's going to cause me to do some traveling. We're helping out at Assumption Parish, which is attached with Our Lady of Mount Carmel Parish in Middletown, New York. And I will be helping out the National Shrine of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, offering daily masses and etc. Not every day, but I'll be working with the Shrine Director, Carol Bizak, who's there. And yeah. I know we're working on possible live streaming tech and stuff there. Sorry if that clicking and drinking is bothering you, but green screen. Melanie can testify, using green screens and lights and stuff can get kind of toasty. So there you go. When do you leave? I don't have a date yet. I have to formally be ready to go by July. So it'll be sometime in June that I'll be moving, like getting stuff up there and etc. So I don't have a formal date yet of when it will be. It'll be before July. God willing, if the creek don't rise. But I've got a lot of, we're all waiting to hear from our bishops and confirmations and what we can do in the city and what we can't do in the city. I know I have to go to Houston for a wonderful baptism. I'm going to, a couple asked me to be a godparent there, so I have in the Frank Friar YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm going to try once a week. I think the 7 o'clock is a good time. Let me know in the comment section if you think the 7 p.m. is a good time for you all. I mean, obviously, maybe not all of you all's Eastern Standard Time, but for me, 7 p.m. is a pretty good time. Now it's just sort of finding a good date that works for everybody. I like to do maybe these once a week, and then in the future maybe have a certain. And my door just oddly enough opened by itself, so that's not creepy at all, huh? Yeah, well, airflow in these old buildings, I suppose. Thought I had that locked. C'est la vie. So, I want to do this stuff. I hope we get together before. Yeah, I hope too, Maria. It's just it's this crazy virus. That's yeah, and it is sad, and we got to call a spade a spade. I know my own mama's, worried. I've been reading too many Russian novels. I'm saying mama and papa, but either way. So. Yeah. So any questions or comments about, any interest in sort of this, what do these ministries entail? How are you all doing out there? 7 is great. I'm thinking 7 p.m. is a good time. I don't know, maybe a going away party. I'm not against those things. I love it, one of the things I really miss in the Bronx is the amazing food that's here. The food is absolutely, utterly amazing. Not very healthy, but amazing nonetheless. So... Yeah, up to 20 people now. Wow, excellent. So, and great people in the comments section. Some of you all, and some of you I don't know that well. Some of you know very well, etc. But yeah, so it's just, and then my mind's also, I did a lot of reading today. I'm over halfway through Brothers Karamazov. Let me tell you, everyone, that book is rocking my world, and I'm loving it. I got like 300 pages left, and it's my jam. And then I started a book on narcissism. It's not right by me. It's on my other table in the other room, which I'm loving, and I'm probably going to have more future talks about. I have a new YouTube video coming out tomorrow. It's going to be on silence during this quarantine. So tomorrow it'll come out in the 6 a.m. hour, but on my YouTube channel, the Frank Friar YouTube channel, I have a new video coming out tomorrow on silence. And that video, that topic, came about from the live stream last week. Someone asked about that topic and put that topic forward. I believe it was from Missing the Mark, that YouTube channel, which is a great YouTube channel. Highly recommend it. And yeah, so 7 p.m. seems to be good. It's just trying to get a regular day a week. So I have to just work on that and etc. My husband, your friendly neighborhood Franciscan, says hi. So does this little Carmelite, Franciscan and Carmelite getting together. Oh, there, you want to talk about a house of ecumenism, everybody? Right there, a house of ecumenism. So... lemonade. So good times. And I hope the stream's good. I'm getting a little poor rating here, but I don't see any lag on my video screen or the audio thing. So let me know if there's been any issues with this stream in terms of sound quality or video quality. I think it's getting better and better in relationship to my techie skills. And yeah, so Millie, what I mean is there is a big amount of sadness, and does excitement outweigh? Well, why can't it be a both and? I'm thinking of that movie, what is it, Inside Out? And it's that little girl has to learn how to integrate her joy and her sadness. You know, she lived as sort of a manic person where joy had the wheels of her personality type for the longest time. And she really couldn't mature until she learned how to integrate both joy and sadness. So, you know, it's one of those both ands. Thank you very much for letting me know, Greg. So it's one of those both ands. You know, there's hardly ever where there's an either or. There's one of those both ands. Like, there's sadness now. Like my heart, and I did a video a couple weeks ago about the pain in my heart as a priest during this time. I think it came out on Holy Thursday. You know, like one of the parishioners that I knew very well, he died. And he left behind 2 children. His son's coming back from Iraq. And my heart, you know, was hurting that I couldn't be with him and I couldn't be with his family, and his wife's sick now with it too. And we're praying, and you know, some people want to like rebuke that, like, oh, praying. And I do believe in the power of prayer, you know, and I do struggle with, you know, only being able to pray right now. But I say, you know, the Lord's will be done, you know, and all I can do is just, Lord, I know you have these people right now. And I know, even though I may not be able to be physically there with them, you are there with them. And if you do, you know, you do call them over to the hereafter, may my prayers aid in that smooth transition, that journey for them, so they need not face you in fear, but can rejoice with you in joy. So, you know, there you go with that. So yeah, so it's this, yeah, and I've heard some very, you know, and I that tension between the two, many people are like, oh, I've heard some issues with families fighting. I've also heard, although a lot more, of people slowing down and saying, oh, I'm doing this with my children I would never have done because I would have been busy with these things. So I hope that helps people to, well, thank you very much, Mary. That's very kind of you. And, you know, it helps one to reevaluate what are necessities, what are the needs that we have to have in our life versus, you know, I can provide for my family, but if I'm always absent from my family, then I'm actually neglecting my family and keeping certain things from being provided to them. You know, like, you know, I love my brother to death. My brother's a phenomenal dad. He bends over backwards to care for his kids. And I remind him at the end of the day, toys will come and go. Those physical things will come and go. You know, they'll like this thing one day, and next thing you know, to collect the dustbin, you know, in the future. But I said, you're there, you're present to them, you're regularly available to them, and they know that they have a dad that's actively engaged in their life and loves them, and that'll be a mark upon their heart, and it'll be a formation for them that'll help them to grow into just amazing women someday. You know, and I said, you know what, other men out there in the world may be able to get their kids every physical need that they want, but they're never home to be with their kids. And there will be that sort of indelible mark of absence of not having their father there. And I experienced that a lot in the Bronx and a lot of other places too. And also it's, you know, in this time, it's important seeing the positives and accepting them and rejoicing. But, you know, the negatives, acknowledging them too. There's a time to cry and there's a time to rejoice, as the book of Ecclesiastes teaches us. And sometimes those two times really dance off each other, and they really sort of play off of each other. And they sort of almost, I would dare say, journey together. You know, like this image right behind me. This scene is very beautiful, and it strikes my heart with a certain awe and wonder. But then you get down into the city Cusco, and you walk on some of the side streets, and the side streets, and you see the poverty of the place, and you're just like, whoa, you know. So it's a both and. You could see the beauty, but then you need to acknowledge the struggles of people. So yeah, my mouth shut off. There we go with that. So yeah, 25 more minutes. Usually I try to have these about 30 minutes. If things are really going, then I'll go longer. But yeah, so just to repeat myself, the exciting news that led to me doing this live stream tonight is I am being moved, and I have been given new ministerial assignments within my province. I'm being made the assistant vocation director, an obligation and responsibility in ministry that I've already begun. And so that requires me to be up in the Middletown area, Middletown, New York. I've been asked to live at Our Lady Mount Carmel Parish, and I will be helping out at a attachment sort of parish with them, mission church in Bloomingburg. Our Lady of Assumption. She is the Assumption Parish. in Bloomingburg, New York, a very rural mountainous place that is quaint, and I love it, and reminds me so much of back home. Back home being Michigan, of course. And, I'll be helping out at the National Shrine of Our Lady of Mount Carmel in Middletown, New York, helping out with daily masses and etc. So a lot of exciting news there, a lot of good things going on there. I'm overjoyed with this. I'm also sad at the same time, because that means I'm going to have to be moving away from the Bronx and moving away from people that I've really grown to love and honor and respect, and who have really left a fundamental impact on my priestly identity, because this is my first assignment. Welcome back to Orangetown. Thank you very much, Joseph. So, Orange County, of course, being where OCC Chopper is. Greg, I'm not a biker, but he's a biker, and he's in the comment section. He and his old lady just had a nice little, I don't forget what it's called, where you're just sort of joyriding around on the motorcycles these days. So, yeah, I ask you to please pray for the people here at the parish. I'm being replaced. One of our soon-to-be newly ordained brothers will be assigned here. One of the great things, and I really told my provincial about this parish in the Bronx, this is a great place for a new priest. The people of God are just phenomenal here. They are very understanding, even if you're not a native Spanish speaker. There's so many activities going on. There's so many different parish groups. There's so many different things. And if Brother Vaughn's still in the video here, he can leave a amen in that chat section. So you can find things that you're passionate about and really touch into to really exercise and grow in your priestly identity. So there's just so many great things going on here, and my province has really invested. This was my first assignment as a new priest. The brother who will be ordained, this will be his first assignment as a new priest. One of our previous brothers who's been here, who works at a university now, I believe this was his first assignment as a new priest. So this place really seems to be a place where we send our new priests. And it shows the people of God that we love you, that we'll send our new quote-unquote baby priest to be with you all, because we trust that you will care for them and you will help them to grow in their priestly identity. We've also, over the years, had a variety of different intern brothers come here. So Brother Vaughn, who was in the comment section earlier, he's on his internship year. So I was at a different place, but we've had Brother Paul, who soon will be ordained here soon in the future. This was his first assignment. We've had other brothers in this, so we've also sent students here as a way of helping them to grow in their ministerial identity. So this place, St. Simon Stock, St. Joseph in the Bronx, has been truly an important place for us in the St. Elias province of the Carmelite order. We send a lot of students here. We send our newly ordained priests here. And it's a great witness of our not just solidarity with the people, but a real acknowledgement of what the people have done here for our province in terms of really aiding and strengthening and bringing out some of the best in our brothers. And yeah, and it saddens my heart that I can't be with them with these last few weeks that I have left here, as I would like to be. So yeah. So we're at 29 minutes. We'll go for another minute. Any last comments or questions or editorial things you want to leave in the comment section? How long have you been there? Just as an ordained, I came here in January 2017, so it'll be 2.5 years that I've been here. But I was here as a student before. I was here over a couple of summers, so I've been in and out of this place for years now. So any other? So I hope that pretty frank answer for that question. Is there any other questions, comments, things you all worried? I see the viewing rates going down because I'm giving signals that I'm going to be ending this here soon. So any last comments, questions that you may have for me? I'm going to look at my calendar to see what day next week would be a good day for a video. It will be 7 p.m. This works good for me. I think this works good for y'all out there. I know it won't be Tuesday because I have traveling on Tuesday. I have to go to Middletown for vocation work. And yeah, so make sure you watch my video tomorrow. Brother Paul is awesome. He is an amazing man. He and Brother Vaughn have been doing great things in terms of our vocation website, and we in the vocation office owe them a big thank you for giving their time during this, during this pandemic to commit themselves to caring for something that seems as little as a vocation website. Thank you, Amy, for praying for me. Brother Vaughn, so happy for you, brother. We'll definitely miss you. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy. I should really memorize that song so I could sing it at the end of videos, I suppose. And yeah, so loving you, love, follow. Thank you, Mary. That means a lot. When you watch my videos, when you like my videos, when you comment on my videos, this all sends up flares to YouTube like, hey, this is good content, and it makes my stuff higher up in the search algorithm. So by liking and watching and commenting, that's why I always, when I share things, please comment. It really says, hey, look at this content, so the algorithm will kick it up more, and etc. What would you like to do first in the OC? I don't know, probably sleep. I'm looking forward to just hearing the insects at night again and seeing the stars again, two things that I miss here in the city. I'm a man of the woods. I hope I can get back to hunting again. That is a personal goal of mine, even with the prosthetic, to get back into the woods. There's been some parishioners that have said they would support me in that. So those are some things. But what will be, will be. And thank you very much for being with me, my brothers and sisters. Know that I'm with you. Oh, before I forget, before I do my ending blessing, tomorrow begins a novena of St. Joseph. So if you go to our website, carmelitefriars.org, carmelitefriars.org, Carmelite, yes, bubble tea, I love bubble, carmelitefriars.org, go to the event tab, you'll see St. Joseph's Novena, click on that, and the prayer will be right there. Please join us in that novena every day as we approach St. Joseph the Worker, all right? Know that I'm with you, know that I'm praying for you, and may God continue to bless you. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Thank you very much for your time tonight. Know that I'll be praying for you.